בוקר טוב רבותיי, בוקר טוב, שבת שלום מבורך, ברוך השם יום ערב to Friday, so הקדוש ברוך הוא בת השם give us a Shabbat full of happiness, full of bracha, and in order that Hashem to achieve a week full of bracha to come.
Amen.
You know רבותיי, every Friday we have a Sefirah, but the Sefirah of Friday is actually very unique, and I would like to speak about Sefirah of Friday a little bit further today. We know רבותיי that what Sefirah is attached to Friday? Yesod. That actually, the Sefirah on Friday is Yesod. What is Yesod? Yesod is Yosef HaTzadik. The Zohar HaKadosh says that Friday, Yesod, is actually very unique because it's not like all the other Sefirot. And I'll explain. We know about that every single day of the week, it has its own Sefirah. Sunday, Chesed, Monday, Gvura, Tuesday, Tiferet, and etc. Shabbat is one day where you have not only the Chagat Nei, meaning the 7 Sefirot of each day, but you even have all the 10. So you have the Chabad and Chagat Nei. So we know we have the 10 Sefirot, but we only count Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Shabbat, that's only 7. So the other 3 don't even belong to a day. They're higher than having a day that it controls. But on Shabbat, also known as the Malchut, all the 10 Sefirot come down and they dwell in the world on one day. But the Zohar HaKadosh says that the 10 Sefirot that actually all gather together on Shabbat, they have to get there. Meaning all the Sefirot need to gather together. How do they gather together? How do they get to Shabbat? So the Zohar HaKadosh says they use Friday. That Friday is actually like a bridge, where all the Sefirot cross the bridge, where the entire world of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Shekhinah, comes down to the world. Where actually Friday is the bridge between Shabbat, which is another world, and the week, which is another world. Shamayim v'aretz. That actually on Friday, you have all the 10 Sefirot passing in front of you. You know, Abotai, today I was thinking, so Friday is actually like a small month of Selichot. And I'll explain. Friday is like a small month of Selichot. Right now, in the month of Selichot, what are we trying to do? It is before the judgment, that before the judgment we want to show HaKadosh Baruch Hu that we are worthy in order to receive blessings. Friday is like that. Why is that? We know that Shabbat, ki mekor beracha, that on Shabbat all the blessing of the entire week comes down. That if you're going to have a successful week, it will all be decided when? On Shabbat. So when could you prove to yourself, to Hashem, that you are worthy to receive big beracha? Erev Shabbat, Friday. So actually, Rabbotai, Friday is like a small selichot, a small time where we have preparation in order to achieve bracha for the week to come. If we want this Shabbat to receive big bracha, in order for the week we will receive big bracha, big blessing, we need to act properly. Now Rabbotai, something that maybe I mentioned in the past, what Achidah says. That Achidah says actually Friday is very dangerous. Why is Friday very dangerous? Because it is a time of preparation of when a person receives all the blessings for the week, and it's actually the time when he is worthy or not to receive the blessings. Achidah says it's dangerous because Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, when he knows that Friday is sort of a day of judgment, when all the blessing of the week to come is judged, he's going to do everything to make you unworthy. So Achidah goes as far and he says that if a person knows in his home he could have machloket, a fight, what should he do? He should escape his house and only come when Shabbat starts. That you should not step foot into his house. But why is that? It's in order for a person to stay worthy of receiving brachot. Because what does Yetzer Hara want to do? He wants to make us upset. He wants to make us sad. He wants to make us stressed. He wants to make us unworthy of receiving the bracha. Because the only way you could receive the Shekhinah is what? If you're in peace, if you're in happiness, if you're not sad. The moment you become sad, you become upset. When it says, Kol HaKoes Kilu V'Davut Hazara, one that's upset is like he does idol worship. One that is sad, Shekhinah can't come to him, like Yaakov Avinu. That all the years that he was sad for Yosef, he had no Shekhinah. The Shekhinah stayed away from him. So Yetzer Hara tries to make us unworthy. Abotai, today, our mission needs to be to keep that simcha and to go to war with Yetzer Hara. That no matter what happens today, we're going to stay happy, we're going to stay with big simcha in order, be'ezrat Hashem, to receive big bracha for the week to come.
Amen.
So any happiness we could add, we should add. Now, Rabotai, I would like to say a few words on the Parasha. I think that is very, very important. This Parasha, Rabotai, is what Parasha? Parashat Ki Tetzeh. How does the Parasha open? Ki Tetzeh lemilchama el oivecha u'natano beyadecha. What does that mean? HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Bnei Israel, when you go to war against your enemy, Hashem will give your enemy in the palm of your hands. What does that mean? That when a person is going to get up and to fight and to go to war with the biggest enemies, if he has emunah in Hashem and he stands with Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will always make sure that the enemy gets put in the hand. What does that mean, put in the hand? Meaning put down. You will win. You will be victorious. You know, Rabotai, something that is very important, something that I always say. In life, we have a lot of people that maybe bother us, people that hurt us here and there. But they're not our enemies. The real enemy is who? Yitzhara. That Yitzhara, from the moment you are born, he already gets to work on trying to make sure that you're going to have the worst life possible. That the true enemy of man is who? Who, Rabotai? Yitzhara, the evil inclination. And that, Rabotai, is something that is very important. Now, Rabotai, right now we are all getting ready about Hashem for Rosh Hashanah. And we all have a lot of, sometimes, temptation to fall. Sometimes we're tired. Sometimes we work hard in order to achieve a good year. And Yitzhara, he comes and he tries to break us. Whether if it's with work, we'll come and he'll pinch us at work. And we somewhat fall a step with our emunah. Whether if it's with our happiness, whether if it's between a couple, no matter what it could be. Rabotai, the trick in order to always win Yitzhara is very simple. It's recognizing where Yitzhara is there and going to war with him. Because the biggest problem is that most people don't necessarily go to war with Yitzhara. Yitzhara exists and they do their own life and they have these michsholot. How do we say michsholot in Hebrew? In English? Michsholot. These obstacles. That these obstacles that they have, they don't necessarily say, it's Yitzhara, I'm going to fight it. If a person wants to win the Yitzhara, first he needs to identify him and to recognize him. That all the bad that we have in our life, it's the cause of who? Yitzhara. The moment you could recognize him and you could identify him, you go to war against him. And when you go to war against him, what will happen? HaKadosh Baruch Hu will put him in your hands. And that, Rabotai, is the trick. Identifying and going to war. We are in Elul, we want a year full of beracha. We need, Rabotai, to go to war this month against Yitzhara. To grab every mitzvah, to avoid every avera, and to find where is he in your life, pulling you down, and trying to degrade you, and trying to bring you a bad year, and going to fight him. And if you fight him, you will win. So may HaKadosh Baruch Hu give us big power and big koach. We will always win our Yitzhara and always win our enemies and bring down a year full of beracha. Shabbat shalom.